Turnpike Sports is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com. Welcome to Turnpike Sports. I'm Dave Weishuttle, and as always, I'm joined by my producer and co-host, Doug Weishuttle. Doug, hope you're staying safe. Hope you're staying home. Hope everyone's healthy, and I gotta tell you, it's pretty scary out there.
It's getting more and more difficult to process some of these things. Every time you watch the news, the numbers are different, the projections are different, and also the way people are handling it and treating it in different states is different too. I mean, you got some of the ones shutting down, some of the ones doing just suggestions, but at some point, people have to realize this is a real thing. There's still people out there saying it's a hoax or a flu or stupid stuff.
Those people are nuts. Those people are delusional, and hats off to the healthcare workers who are doing an amazing job, especially in New York and New Jersey where we're sitting right now. They're doing an amazing job, and good for the courage of just the normal people doing their job. We went shopping the other day, and good for the clerks, and good for the checkout people, and good for the people who work in the supermarkets to keep us fed and everything like that, and even the mail workers. They're out doing an essential job. So hats off to them.
Seeing also a lot more deliveries, FedEx, UPS, Amazon, all that stuff.
Yep, absolutely. Well, like I said, scary out there. And I'm sitting here in New Jersey where I have the luxury of online casinos, online poker, and online sports betting. So
what there is of sports betting?
Yeah, what there is of sports betting. I think I bet on a hockey game in Belarus. So and I lost because I have no idea what I'm doing in a hockey game in Belarus.
And I'm starting to look into ping pong.
Yes, ping pong. New Jersey just approved ping pong. So again, I have no idea about ping pong, so I guess I'll research it and look into that. And speaking of online, one of the great online poker companies is World Poker Tour, and I get the pleasure of talking with the president and CEO of World Poker Tour, Adam Pliska, this week. He's going to tell us all about this amazing online tournament that World Poker Tour is having in May, from May 10th to the 26th. It's called the WPT Online Series, and he's going to tell us all about it.
He's also going to give us his thoughts on the status of poker online as well as land-based as well.
Live poker has been hit hard, and we're going to talk to him about that a little bit. And then we're going to have a book report where we talk about what's going on in the sports books across the country. And like I said, it's been a busy week, so let's take a trip down the Turnpike. And today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. Now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
Exit 1.
Okay, we're going to start off in the sports betting world with something that just recently happened about 3 days ago at the time of the taping here. There was a cyber attack on SBTech.
Really? Wow. Okay.
SBTech has confirmed that there was a cyber attack, an attempted ransomware attack on their system, and they are now down.
What is everyone sitting at home and like nothing to do and let's do cyber attacks now? Is this what we're doing now?
Well, it's interesting.
Computers
timing.
now even have a virus? My God.
It's interesting timing because there aren't any sports to bet on, but you still had the DraftKings. You still had the DraftKings SBTech merger happening in a couple of weeks. So while there are no sports, maybe that was the situation and somebody wanted to screw around with that. But right now, any company using the SBTech sports betting sites, they've been down for at least 3 days, and that affects 6 states: New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Oregon, Mississippi, and Arkansas.
Unbelievable.
Now, what's happening here is SBTech is going to get back up and running.
Sure.
There's no doubt about that. But the problem is, once they're up and running, they still have to go through regulatory approval to relaunch.
Okay.
So a lot of these sites that use the sports betting side of SBTech's platform have been affected. And also, SBTech does online casinos, too.
Okay.
So in the case of BetAmerica uses both the sports betting tech and also the online casino side. So right now, they are completely shut down.
All right. This is terrible. When we're vulnerable, people start taking advantage and start doing these crimes against the online sites. This is ridiculous.
And also affected?
I hope they're prosecuted. God, I hope they're prosecuted.
The Oregon Lottery, which was coming under fire for having bad prices and everything with their intra-lot situation.
Yeah.
The scoreboard is down.
All right.
Golden Nugget and Resorts in Atlantic City, or New Jersey, I should say, their online SBTech sports books are down as well.
Okay.
But they also have online casinos up and running because they don't use SBTech. So, at the moment we're taping this, which is
so
Tuesday.
wait, Golden Nugget and Resorts, only their sports book is down, but their online casino is up and running.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But BetAmerica is completely down. Ugh. I was actually on their website this morning just to check out to see exactly what the status was, and says they're down right now.
Like I said, I hope who's ever doing these cyber attacks are prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. This is ridiculous. I hate this.
Yeah,
I hate it when
it's just
do
another problem to deal with. But luckily, according to SBTech, no consumer information was leaked out to the hackers.
Good.
Exit 2.
With sports down, really, on hiatus, I guess you can call it, eSports have started to take off a bit.
Now, let me ask you something. I'm seeing a lot of these virtual sports. Now, do they fit in the category of esports? I know, when we saw the NASCAR, the virtual race, is that considered esports?
Technically, that race combines the two.
All right, okay.
Because, virtual sports are a different topic,
sure.
and we'll be talking about that in Exit 3.
Oh, okay.
So, right. But virtual sports are basically data-driven.
All right.
Esports are controlled by humans.
Okay.
So that's maybe the delineation. But anyway, good friends of ours, GameCo,
sure,
Blaine Grayboys, has announced a partnership with esports data provider Grid to bring esports betting products to North American casinos.
Great.
I'm assuming when they reopen.
Yep.
Good timing for it. Esports is really doing well. It's actually taking up a lot of the slack that's going on when regular sports, live sports, are on hiatus here.
Sure. I think Nevada just okayed an esport thing, right?
For the ESL.
Yeah, and before the self-quarantining happened, I know New Jersey was working on an esports bill in their assembly.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if that's moving through right now, so I don't know if the assembly's not even in session, I don't even think.
It got out of the committee.
It got out of committee?
Thankfully.
Okay,
so,
good.
But it still has to go through the legislative process with the Assembly, House, and all that rigmarole there for that. But Nevada did pass the esports thing.
Good.
But GameCo will be bringing both digital and physical. GameCo will be bringing Grids, which is their partnership, esports data platform to both digital and physical casino operators in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, and for the first time, casinos will have access. Casinos in North America will have access and the ability to create esports betting offerings.
Nice.
In the jurisdictions where sports betting is legal.
Great.
Now, Grid's data platform is actually all-encompassing of some of the major esports out there. They work with Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Dota 2, League of Legends, and PUBG, which are 5 of the biggest ones out there right now.
All right, good.
And, GameCo has always been a leader in all of this stuff with the arcade-style gaming, and they've actually had some really impressive products out there, and they're actually making I
really have to expand my betting ability to these other sports. I'm confined to the football, baseball, hockey, basketball, and I really, haven't been paying attention to these other sports betting wise. So I guess I have to really educate myself.
Yeah, and thank God for places like Twitch and YouTube which show the esports stuff.
Sure.
So it's an alternative.
Yep.
Exit 3.
As I said just a couple minutes ago there, virtual sports have been taking off as well as esports because of the live event sports being on hiatus, except for table tennis and Belarusian hockey.
I couldn't even pronounce the team I bet on.
No, I couldn't either. But it's an interesting world that we're seeing a dynamic shift, not from the live events to the cyberspace events, and 2 little interesting things that have just been announced. I'll start with the ATP, the Association of Tennis Professionals. They have announced a partnership with IMG Arena for the creation of an officially licensed tennis product.
What tennis product is it?
Virtual tennis matches.
Virtual tennis. Okay. Yes. When we say virtual tennis, I mean, am I going to be looking at 2 computer-generated people,
yes.
It's going to look like a Madden version of tennis.
Yes.
Okay.
But they won't be controlled.
It'll be
computer-generated.
It's computer-generated. It's run on the data.
Right.
There won't be 2 people controlling the 2 players that I see on the screen. Okay.
That way,
Got it.
The key with the virtual sports, they can be run 24/7.
All right.
With the ATP product that's coming out, it's a combination. They're going to be able to use official tournament names and logos. Nothing about whether or not player names. I'm assuming since the players are part of the tournaments, they're going to have the player names as well.
Okay.
It's a motion capture technology. They're going to use historical data and footage.
All right.
And they're going to be able to create games that not only people can watch, but also can bet on.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting to see exactly how well this takes off. I know some of the sports betting websites had offered virtual horse racing, virtual soccer in the past, and they still do now. I know Rush Street Gaming was one of the innovators for that. But, this is a new product that's going to be offered to a lot of the sports books. And IMG Arena already has golf, motorsports, football, horse racing, greyhound racing, all virtual. And they have now added tennis to the list. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about in this exit, talking about virtual games, World Golf Tour.
Okay.
Which is a product of Topgolf.
I love Topgolf.
Topgolf is completely shut down because of the virus.
Can I just say how much I miss Topgolf? Here in New Jersey, there's one in Mount Laurel, there's one in Edison, and there's one in the Ocean Casino down in Atlantic City. I mean, they are just so much fun, and not only is it fun, but they have some great restaurants in Topgolf. I mean, I did the what did I do? The short rib grilled cheese, and it was fantastic. So I miss Topgolf.
And now you're making everybody else miss Topgolf. But you're correct. It's a very good place to go. The World Golf Tour is a free-to-play golf simulation game, and they've seen a 30% growth in engagement, fan engagement, week to week.
Okay.
One thing they have done as this game has developed, it started out as just a web-only application 10 years ago. It's now on Android, iPhone, Amazon devices, and they've added into this in-game microtransactions.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
You can buy apparel and equipment
when
you're watching or playing on the game.
Wow, okay. I like that.
So they've created the Topgolf WGT Live Series. It's an eSports initiative produced in partnership with Super League Gaming, and they are going to be starting it up this week, and they're going to be broadcast online on Twitch and YouTube.
Great.
So this falls under virtual sports, but it's really not virtual sports because people are actually playing as well. I guess this would be one of those esport, virtual sport, borderline
Hybrid.
things. Hybrid.
Hybrid. It's a hybrid.
So, the championship will occur in November for a total prize pool of $50,000. Not a lot compared to what the esports tournaments are doing, but for this is actually a big deal.
Hey, great.
Exit 4.
And finally, for those of you who are not tired of hearing the name Tom Brady in the news, left and right, sports news anyway.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
He has now, and I'm assuming right now, filing trademarks has become Tom Brady's trademark.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because remember, he
tried Tom Terrific, and I think
you gotta start with
Met
the
fans really
got to start with the very
no.
first one.
Yeah.
TB12.
Yeah. Well, he got that.
He got that one. And then he tried Tom Terrific. And
because
got the Mets fans all upset.
Tom Seaver fans really went up in arms in that one. But he didn't get that one, though.
No, he actually let that one expire.
Okay.
He did it as an intent to use.
Okay.
Which is different than an actual in-use application. The intent to use, you basically, once you actually start using it in commerce, then you can have to file a statement of use to show that you are using it. He never used it, so he was intending to use it.
All right. Okay.
So, sort of not as bad as filing an actual trademark.
Well, yeah.
This one, he actually filed the trademark, TB times TB.
I heard this, and I wasn't thinking about it, and I was just, what the hell does that mean? I just realized Tom Brady and now Tampa Bay.
Exactly.
So, I I realized that after 5 minutes of thinking about it. I was like, I don't even know what TB times TB means.
He had this filed by his agent, Don Yee.
Okay.
Yee and Dubbin Sports. They filed the application on March 20th, and it's for commercial use.
Okay.
That's all that was disclosed by Fox Business.
Well,
You can actually look this up online. If you want to see it, go to uspto.gov and do a search on the trademarks. You can actually see what trademarks have been filed.
A lot of these celebrities and a lot of these sports figures file trademarks in order for people to stop using their name. Other companies stop using their name.
He's already used the TB times TB already.
But that's why I'm trying to I'm trying to explain why a lot of celebrities and sports figures file trademarks. It's to prevent other companies not associated with them using their name to make money. So it's a very good protective device.
Yep, but, and considering Tom Brady and Tampa Bay merchandise are over 500% increase in apparel sales because since he signed. It's actually a smart move. He actually used the TB times TB in his hype video when he signed. So he's actually going after it as a formal trademark.
I'm very curious. We're based in New Jersey, but we have an office in Boston, Massachusetts, which is, of course, New England Patriot country. I'm very curious this fall when I'm out in Massachusetts, which I'm assuming we will be very soon, as long as we stay home and stop the spread of the virus.
And the NFL starts up.
I'm curious to see how many Tampa Bay Tom Brady jerseys I see in New England. I'm very, very curious about
Well, you'll also see who's an actual Patriot fan versus a Tom Brady
fan. Yeah, it'll be very curious. And today's trip down the Turnpike was brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store available in over 95 cities across North America. Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
And to get in touch with Turnpike Sports, call or text us at 609-512-5910. At Turnpike Sports is the social media handle for the show on Facebook and Twitter. Our email address is info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Don't forget you can subscribe to the show, audio-wise, Pandora Podcast, iHeartMedia distributes us, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, YouTube, radio.com mobile app is also carrying the show now. And if you want to watch us on Smart TV, we're on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Just head on over to turnpikesportsradio.com and click on the Smart TV channel button.
And later on the show, we have the Turnpike Sports Book Report, where we talk about what's going on in the sports books across the country. But coming up, I'm going to talk to the president and CEO of the World Poker Tour, Adam Pliska. He's going to tell us all about his new WPT online poker series starting May 10th to the 26th. And we're going to talk about the state of poker in this very difficult time. So stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Auto Accident Help Desk is a marketing agency connecting callers with attorneys. Providers pay a fee for advertising services.
I love getting my kids ready and driving them to school.
But a careless driver can change your life in an instant, and insurance companies want to settle on the cheap. Auto Accident Help Desk connects victims with powerful lawyers. They fight for you.
I called Auto Accident Help Desk and got help for my pain and suffering.
Don't let an insurance company take advantage of you. Our attorneys fight and beat big insurance every day.
Call 800-757-1255. 800-757-1255.
If you've been injured in an automobile accident in the last 6 months, you owe it to yourself to make this free call with no obligation. We're available 24/7 to help you get the money you deserve for your pain and suffering. Auto Accident Help Desk helps accident victims like you every day.
Call 800-757-1255. 800-757-1255. That's 800-757-1255.
Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff that will spice up your bedroom is even better. Just go to adamandeve.com and select almost any one item for 50% off, and then we'll load on the free stuff. Just enter this very exclusive code, BABE16 at checkout, and you'll get 10 tantalizing free gifts, including a sexy item for him, a special toy for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy. And 6 extra special bonus items that are sure to rev your engine, pique your curiosity, and even blow you away. Plus, free shipping! Always sent in discreet packaging. Go to adamandeve.com now. Get 50% off plus the 10 free gifts when you enter the exclusive offer code BABE16. That's BABE16, because without it, no free stuff. That's BABE16 at adamandeve.com.
Welcome back to Turnpike Sports. You know, the gambling industry, and in particular poker, is facing one of the most challenging times in recent memory. With casinos and poker rooms shut down across the country, there is a poker company out there offering poker players a safe, fun, and profitable way to enjoy the game that everyone loves. Of course, I'm talking about the World Poker Tour, and to tell us what the World Poker Tour has in store for us with their new online poker series, we have the president and CEO of the World Poker Tour, Adam Pliska. Adam, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be on.
You know, before we start talking about things, the World Poker Tour has been around for 18 years, and you've been in the gambling industry for a while now, too. Has the gambling industry ever seen or ever been affected like it has been during this last month?
Well, I don't think it's had this, it hasn't had anything like this happen to it, but it certainly has had its periods of not only ups and downs and turbulence, but it's had its periods where there are critical factors at play that at times people thought could be fatal to the industry in general. So we've had a number of things. I know a number of your listeners have lived through that.
Sure.
And so far, I think we've all come out a little bit better, a little bit wiser. Maybe there's some outcomes we would have preferred. But, I'm hoping this again is, we learn from this, we retrench, and we figure out how to endure and go forward and get better.
Well, I think you predicted my next question. Do you think a situation like this will have any long-term effects on the poker industry? Am I going to walk into a poker room and see maybe 6 chairs at a poker table or 5 chairs, or are we still too deeply into it to even figure out the long-term effects?
Well, I do think that we are still in an early stage where we don't know exactly what the long-term effects, but you do see, I think some of the effects are being felt right now, which is you see obviously online poker picking up again. You see
Sure.
the more serious dialogue about online poker as governments realize that you have a you have a group of population which is allowing the economy to continue in areas where it cannot. That's on just an economic view of things. But you also have just issues of health and safety. I think that from now on, people will approach just our communal settings a little bit better, maybe a little bit wiser, even if it's not at this stage where it's as critical. I think that people will be a little bit more thoughtful about how they interact and things that we can put in place going forward.
Certainly the World Poker Tour has been a leader in the poker industry for such a very long time. And, one of the great things that you did is even before most casinos were ordered closed down, you canceled 3 final tables which were scheduled to be filmed in Las Vegas. Can you give us the status on those final tables, and when do you think they'll be filmed, and when do you think they'll be played?
Sure. So the WPT films its final tables in 2 sections. So we would film in either March and April or March and May. And our idea initially, when this became clear that this was going to be a safety issue for the players, and not only a safety issue, but a logistic issue. I mean, if we go back today, it seems like an easy decision to make, but at the time, there were a number of people asking, well, why wouldn't you just play, or just play without an audience and keep going forward? Well, there was always the risk that exactly what happened, that the casino shut down. Now you've had people stuck in the country. We had at least 2 players that were European players that were coming in, and they wouldn't have been with their families. There was a number of consequences that could have resulted from that. So ultimately, that decision was a holistic decision based on safety, based on the probability that something like this would happen, and just the convenience of the players. What we said at the time is we'll likely combine those final tables. Now, when will those happen? Well, I hope that they will. I hope that they will happen in a couple months. But we will assess. If its conditions are similar to what they were, then they will just be pushed, and it will be pushed until we're able to safely come out and have the tournament.
You mentioned online poker, and, I told you I'm sitting here in New Jersey, and I'm just amazed at the explosion of people playing online poker in my state. Are you seeing that the worldwide, that more people are going online just to, get their poker fix and really get their minds off of what's going on in the world today?
Yeah, it's for us, we are seeing it in particular. First, because we have social poker. We have poker, Club WPT, and Play WPT. We have Zynga poker, and so we see the number. I see the numbers every day, and so I know that a lot of people are playing on Club WPT. We also have we're one of the largest producers of content in poker as well, and so we are seeing the demand for poker pick up. We've been in contact with a lot of different content distributors, and just in terms of ratings, we can see it. So I know that is happening, not just anecdotally. I can actually see that happening right now. We're doing our best to facilitate that. We have 3 pillars of the World Poker Tour business. The physical events that World Poker Tour is known for, the 65 events around the world. The content generation, which I guess it's also known for the show that was primarily broadcast on Fox, but in 28 other broadcasters around the world, plus about 120 million reach on different OTT and digital platforms. And then the third pillar is the online portion of it, which is the social gaming, often represented by Club WPT. Pillar 1 has effectively been shut down right now. I mean, there are no casinos in the U.S. that are open, and so we are not we're not doing live tour events at the moment. In in pillar 2 and 3, the content is definitely picking up. I mean, we're just making sure that we get it out to our affiliates, the regionals, and everybody else as much as possible. And remember, a lot of sports has been canceled, and so this is replacing the content for sports. And in pillar 3 on the social side, that's where I have the clearest insight into the empirical data. So I just know that people are at home. They still want to feel like they can compete. They still want to feel like they're having a social experience. And so that is definitely picking up on that side.
You know, as you said, people are turning to the online poker game. And WPT just made an incredible announcement which involves Party Poker. Can you tell us a little bit about your partnership with Party Poker and how did that come about?
Yes. So years ago, we used to be owned by Party Poker. We were owned by BWin Party. It's been a while, but we have still had a great relationship with them. And a couple of years ago, we, with the great support of Rob Young, we started the series with Party Poker Live and WPT, and it's been great. I mean, we've just been able to really build up our footprint in Europe with just a lot of great guarantees and a lot of great events, and it's just been fun. I personally go to a lot of them. I love it. I'm sad that I'm missing the championship in Barcelona, like I did get to go to last year, and I went to Sochi, Russia, and had that event just a couple months ago. It's been such a wonderful experience with Party Poker Live. But under the conditions, we've made an announcement. Well, we actually made an announcement before this we knew we were going to do this before this. It just so happened that the announcement came during this time that we were having the WPT online series. Now, we had been planning this for a while. Mm-hmm. Maybe a crisis has caused us to announce it a couple weeks earlier, but so that everybody knows a real thought-out full festival of events is actually happening online. But this will be a WPT event. I mean, you are absolutely playing. It's the first time somebody will win online and their name will go on the WPT Champions Cup. So, it's the first time in 18 years that's ever happened. And so you can do that. You play in the 500 series. You can play in the deep stacks. All of those events that are online. It is a very thorough and thought out experience with Party Poker Live. We're confident that it's going to be executed very well. And what we have really spent a long time doing is thinking about how do we make sure that people get a WPT experience when they're on there, as just opposed to merely, putting the name World Poker Tour on it during that time. And so that's what we've been focused on.
I read the press release, and you just said it again. I love the fact that you called it an online poker festival, because it really it's a bunch of events in the month of May, and I think it's amazing. Let me ask you about a couple of these events. One is called the WPT 500. For people who aren't familiar with that, what is the WPT 500, and how can people play in that one?
Yeah, so the WPT 500 has been a very popular series that happens over many days, and essentially it's a $500 buy-in. What has been really wonderful is that when we first started the 500 series, we started it at the Aria in Las Vegas, and we thought, well, here is a chance for someone to come in for $500. And if they make it, they can come back, they can come back to a day two, but multiple flights. And $500 is a great price point because you get people who can say, you know what, I really want to feel like I'm having a WPT experience. I really want to feel like I'm competing, I'm playing, but I don't know if I'm ready for the bigger buy-ins right now. And $500 is a great price point, and thus you would attract thousands of people.
Sure.
But another thing happened when we did it. What happened is pros started. Pros played as well. and so now the interaction, my favorite part of the 500 series is the interaction between amateurs and pros. So if you're an amateur player and you can go on there and you recognize, oh my gosh, there's a pro sitting at my table or whatever it is, it really just makes you feel like you're really in the game. At the same time, at the beginning, quite frankly, I didn't anticipate as many pros coming to play, but it's fun. And it's not too much of a burden in terms of time. And so, it's a great event.
It's a lot of fun for amateurs too, just sitting at a table with a pro,
Yeah.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-231-9279. That's 800-231-9279. 800-231-9279.
Welcome back to Turnpike Sports. Dave Weishaupt with you here. For those of you just joining us, I'm talking with the president and CEO of the World Poker Tour, Adam Pliska. There's another event, too. It's the WPT Deep Stacks Online. What is that? Tell what people can get involved with that one.
Sure. So Deep Stacks event, WPT Deep Stacks is what we call our mid-major event. So again, if you went back, I've been around for 17 years here. So if you went back to the beginning, we were, for years, many, many years, maybe the first 7 years, no WPT event was less than $10,000. I mean, it's hard to imagine today, right, that every WPT event was $10,000. Then again, there were probably only 12 WPT events. Now there's 65 over 6 continents, so it's things have changed quite a bit. But at some point, there was such an overwhelming demand for other tiers and people to be able to come in and still have a competitive professional play at a point that they could come on and still feel like they could compete and it wasn't going to break the bank. Well, we were not the first to do this, so I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm not suggesting that we were, but eventually we got the memo, and we did start to offer multiple buy-in levels, but they were still relatively high, over $3,500. And so what mid-majors did is come along and present a nice price point where, oftentimes this price point is centering around $1,500. $1,500 is not an insignificant amount, but it is serious. But it is enough that a number of amateurs can play and have a truly professional experience, that leads to a championship. And the deep stacks are so much fun. A lot of them have a lot of the aspects that the World Poker Tour has. The main tour events have that. You get the experiences of the at nighttime, the parties, the adventures, the outside, the things that World Poker Tour is famous for making sure that the players get to have a great interactive experience as well.
And I think one of the most amazing events that you're having during this online series is the WPT Online Championship. Tell us something about that.
Yeah, so ultimately, what we really wanted to make sure that we did is make sure that this is a true WPT event. So if you were showing up at the Bellagio, if you were showing up at Borgata, wherever you were showing up, we want to make sure that you feel that same experience. That you have that same experience online. So, the $5 million guaranteed championship main event is just what that it professes to be. It is a main event. So you are playing for player points. You are playing to get your name on the Champions Cup. You are playing with a substantial guarantee behind you, and so you just as if you were coming to any of our main tour events, you are going to be experiencing that online.
I got to tell you, these events sound amazing. They sound like so much fun, and these guaranteed prize pools are really big. What are some of the guaranteed prize pools for these events?
Yeah, so we got there are a lot. We have $7 million guaranteed for the full series of WPT events, and so those are they're spread out all over. I mean, I just want to give so much credit to Party Poker Live and Rob Young. Rob is the guy who really took lots of risk. And by the way, this is a very smart guy. If you don't know him, I mean, this is a very brilliant guy. He was a guy who really stepped up with guarantees and put them out there and really reignited the European poker scene in so much by the Party Poker Live guarantees and working with us with WPT. And the result is it really it put a fire under a scene that really needed it at the time. And now you see it as vibrant, and they've done a great job. They just continue to offer so many great things, and now the machine works, and people are having a great time. Party Poker Live and Rob absolutely deserve a lot of credit for what they've done, and the pairing with the World Poker Tour has just been nice and seamless. And we've known each other. We've known each other for many years. Obviously, we used to be owned by BWin Party, and so for us it kind of goes hand in hand. But we really feel that we are doing, in addition to wanting this to be a commercial success, but we think that we're doing a service for the poker community. And if there's one thing that I can stress, and I'm kind of known for stressing in the industry, is the industry itself is a far more fragile ecosystem than most people think. We are very interdependent upon each other. And that's why, when I'm on a program like this, you never hear me, I'll never say anything bad. I'm not bashing the World Series. I'm not going after some that people perceive as competitors. These are my friends.
Sure.
And we live in a world where this ecology is so dependent upon not only bringing new people into poker, but reminding people that poker is an alternative. One of the only silver linings of this terrible crisis is people are at home and remembering, hey, you know what? Poker is actually something I like to do. And that's why you're seeing this uptick in online poker. And so there are not that many pillars in the industry left that can generate that many leads to either do mass promotion. I think that's one of the areas that we have a strength in, because the World Poker Tour has aired with a reach of 230 million people worldwide between the linear television and online. It's massive. You can find the World Poker Tour somewhere in the world playing every moment of every day.
Absolutely. I think I could find it right now if I turn on a TV.
Yes, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, when you're watching the World Poker Tour, I don't think that makes you say, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to 100% only play in the World Poker Tour." When you watch it and you see something that you like in the World Poker Tour, you might go and play at the World Series. You might go play at your local casino. And the same thing with, when Party Poker is doing Party Poker Live is doing a promotion that's not with the World Poker Tour or 888 or somebody else is doing a promotion. Some of those people will play on their site. Some of those people will come to the World Poker Tour. We're all, and then the other component you're a part of, which is the media here. And the media is dependent upon the events going on. But the media is, if it wasn't for the media, I tell people all the time, the World Poker Tour was built because of the players, because of our casino partners. This is the beginning. Of course, this television show. But the fourth component was the media, who now it doesn't seem like a big deal. But I can assure you, nearly 2 decades ago, we would have started this radio, explaining to people that poker wasn't this shady game in the back room that,
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
The perceptions were so different back then.
Yeah, I love the fact that, there's such a camaraderie with the poker industry, and I think it's great. And I love the fact that you partnered with Party Poker on the WPT Online series, and which leads me to my next question. Where do people go to sign up for these events? Do they go to the WPT website, or do they go to the Party Poker website? Where should people look to sign up for these tournaments?
Yeah, you can definitely go to Party Poker, but you can come onto if you go on to the WPT site right now, you can get all the information. That'll link you there as well. We'll definitely, while we are hoping that a lot of people are going to go and be able to play themselves, we realize that some people will be in jurisdictions that they're not able to play, because it is real money gaming.
Yeah. Which leads me to my next question. Where can people play? Where in the United States, certainly worldwide, where anyone has online poker, but where in the United States can people play?
Sure. So, you can be in, definitely, whether if you're in New Jersey but you're not going to essentially be able to play, mostly in the U.S., but, you're going to be able to play in Canada. You're going to be able to play, you're going to be playing in Europe and it's everywhere that Party is servicing. Mm-hmm. What I'll say is that people forget often that a lot of times the poker experience is not just playing; it's also watching, and it is as the industry is seeing right now with a lot of sports being canceled. Poker is what people are watching, and we are going to have full live updates. We are going to have streaming. And that's going to be available, and you're going to be able to find that on Party site. You're going to be able to find links and updates and live updates on the World Poker Tour site. So, you'll be able to identify who the names are. You'll be able to get the full degree of coverage, just like you would any other event. So whether or not you're playing or you're watching, that you're going to be able to.
Now, I saw on the press releases that people can secure their seats through something called WPT Passport Program. What is that, and how can people get involved in the WPT Passport Program?
Yeah. So, you can go online. We have all the details of the Passport Program that allows you to go and play it. The multiple stops in the multiple places on WPT. I highly encourage that everybody do that. We really have... World Poker Tour is so many places and so many locations now, and we really do everything that we can to make it easier now, to make it quite seamless, that when you that wherever you go, that you can come in and buy in. And so, we're encouraging that. I highly suggest everybody go to WPT.com. All of the information is there. We can find out. You can find out where events are playing. You can find you can find out where the coverage that we're going to have. We'll give you the updates about the final tables. We're going to give you the updates about other things that you can do. If you're in the U.S. and you want to do social gaming, we can give you a place. There's all the information about that as well. So yeah, I highly encourage that.
Now, the series that includes the WPT 500, the WPT Deep Stacks, and the WPT Online Championship runs from May 10th to the 26th. When can players start signing up? By the way, I'm saying this purely because I want to know, because I'm in New Jersey and I want to get involved in this. So when can we start signing up?
Yes. So go to you should go now for the to party poker.
Okay.
And go into the and they will have all of the details of sign up, everything that you need. We want you to go in, go check it out right now. Get there, get prepared. When we definitely want you on, and there's going to be a lot on. And I assure you that we're gonna have full support from us. And I'd go. We're encouraging everybody to actually go on now.
Adam, we're running out of time, but I want to get your opinion on something. Since the pandemic started and people have been staying in their homes, there have been calls throughout the poker world that online gambling and online poker should be legal in order to help the gambling industry in the country. Certainly, no one wishes that it took a pandemic to point out the need for online gambling, but do you think the current situation could move the needle for legislators in different states to now reconsider allowing online gambling and online poker?
Yeah, I think that will happen in many areas of the economy. I mean, if you think of what has happened, I'm just going to speak from the lens of the World Poker Tour. The World Poker Tour, again, I'm biased, but I believe is an important pillar in the ecology of poker, because if for anything else, our very vast footprint of content that's reminding people about playing poker. And we are able to survive right now because we have a pillar 2 and a 3. We are distributors of content, and we also have online operations, whether in conjunction with Party Poker Live or in conjunction with our own Club WPT and social gaming. So we're having a massive shift. If you look, our talent starting last night, I think Lynn was streaming for the first time for an Aussie series we were having on Club WPT, and we're having talent come on and start to stream for that. But that is saving us, right? I mean, that allows us to know that we can continue during this period until the online physical operations can start. That's happening throughout the economy. People are going online, whether it's training, you see physical training happening, all of these things are ordering online. And so I think this has been about the final message that you can get, that we need to have a robust system online, because it is good for the economy. And a regulated system online is healthy for the economy, not only for the online world, but it is a complement. And in our case, it is the thing that saves us. I mean, we would be a business that effectively would be out of business if it were not for an online component. And I not only put under online, gambling online, but things like Pluto TV, where you can find all the WPT classic shows on there and everything else. If the government is not prepared to step in and say, hey, this is a positive thing for the economy. There's a lot of jobs, and this is a lot of this allows entertainment to happen in a regulated way and in a safe way. We'll be missing a great opportunity. So to answer your question, I think that this will have a meaningful effect. How long will it take? Well, that is the question that I don't know that anybody knows, but I do think that this will push it forward.
Adam, I want to just thank you for coming on and telling everyone about the incredible WPT Online series, which starts on May 10th and runs all the way through May 26th. And please go to worldpokertour.com to get all the information on these incredible events. President and CEO of World Poker Tour, Adam Pliska, thanks so much for coming on and telling us about the WPT Online series.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
We'll get right back to the show, but I want to take a minute to talk to you about Bean Genius. How would you like your coffee delivered right to your door every month, maybe 2 times a month? Well, now that can happen with Bean Genius. Bean Genius sells freshly roasted coffee from some of the best independent coffee roasters in the country at beangenius.com. And Bean Genius actually learns their customers' individual taste preferences, then suggests future coffee blends for them. Well, how do they do that? Well, this is the cool thing about Bean Genius. Over at beangenius.com, they use an algorithm which learns the coffee flavors you like and then pairs up what you like with the coffee that they have in stock. And it's all based upon you. Every time you order, the system learns. The system learns your preferences as you go along and order more and more coffee. And now, all our listeners at Turnpike Sports can get a special offer. You head on over to beangenius.com/subscription, and you'll be able to get 10% off your purchase when you use our promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E, at checkout. That's 10% off at beangenius.com/subscription with promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. beangenius.com, the smart specialty coffee subscription service.
The Turnpike Sports Book Report.
And the Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sports book, available anywhere in New Jersey. BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E, and you get a risk-free bet up to $300 and $20 bonus at BorgataCasino.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You know, when you came back from that commercial, you reminded me of the Howard Stern movie Private Parts.
Why? What?
The way you said end. You know, it sounded like
pig
vomit. I can't think of the actor's name right now.
WNBC. Paul Giamatti?
Paul Giamatti. Yeah, he popped into my head.
WNBC.
Yeah. All right. Even though the books are closed, things are still happening around the country.
Well, they're starting to release their numbers for February.
Some of them are.
Some of them are, yeah.
Nevada released theirs, and it might be the last time you see a nice rosy picture of some of these sportsbook numbers before I get into some of these.
Yeah.
Nevada released their numbers for February. They had an overall handle of $489.1 million, up 6.7% from last year's February numbers of $458 million. Revenue was $38.1 million, up 6.3% from last year. Mobile share had slipped to 45% in February, compared to 49% in January. So it was a little slide in the mobile, but the handle was still good for February.
I got to tell you, before what you mentioned about, the rosy numbers, I think when sports starts getting going again, I think you're going to see record numbers of people betting. I mean, I think people are just looking for things to bet on. Like I said, I bet on a Belarus hockey game, ping pong people are betting on.
Table tennis is the official name.
The official name, table tennis. But, I think there's going to be just a rush of people betting.
Yep.
When sports gets going again, anyway.
Delaware. Delaware Lottery released the February numbers. They had $159,000 in revenue.
Ooh.
That's revenue, not the handle.
Okay.
And that was a little higher than, a lot higher than the revenue generated in January, which was $22,000.
Okay.
So, it's almost 90% lower than last year, January 2020, in terms of revenue collected. But, they were still up and running. I don't know what their numbers are going to look like in March, if they're going to have anything. I don't know if they've canceled or refunded bets for any futures that were going to be happening.
I have some futures for MLB. I mean, I don't think they've been canceled yet because I think everything's up in the air. No one knows if they're even going to play MLB this year. So,
well, just take a look at the bets that you place. If if some sports books have refunded futures bets, great. If not, seasons may still happen, so hang on to those.
Yep.
Mississippi released their February numbers. They had a combined revenue of $2.1 million, which was a month-over-month decline for the state. Sports betting handle saw a 37.5% year-on-year increase in February. February's handle in the state was down almost 24% from January of this year.
Huh.
So they had a rise year-to-year, a decrease month-to-month.
Okay.
West Virginia also released their numbers. This was for the week of March 14th because West Virginia releases a weekly number.
Do they do it weekly or bi-weekly?
They do it weekly.
Weekly, all right.
For the week of March 14th, basically everything had been suspended or canceled.
Sure.
Overall betting handle was nearly cut in half for the sports books, dropping to just over $4.6 million, and that amounted to about $3.9 million less than the week before.
Wow.
So they took a hit.
Yeah, they took a hit.
Mobile betting apps took $2.9 million in bets. Retail locations, $1.7 million.
Sounds like I wasn't the only one betting on Belarus hockey.
Well, the books lost $269,000. 120% drop from the week prior.
Wow.
Washington State passed their sports betting legislation, even though there's no sports betting going on. They are the first state in 2020 to legalize sports betting.
Now, weren't they talking about a late April, May 1st kind of rollout kind of thing?
That was Washington, D.C.
That was Washington. Oh, that was Washington, D.C.
This is Washington State.
Okay.
And since you mentioned D.C., just a quick aside here, D.C. has indefinitely suspended the launch of their app.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
So you're talking about Washington State.
Washington State.
Okay.
The bill, which was signed into law, allows retail sports betting only on tribal lands.
All right.
It's also for professional and college teams, though betting on Washington State teams is banned.
All right.
And no mobile component.
Got to have a mobile component in times like this, It's really strange.
A couple other quick ones. This past week, William Hill was the first sports book in Nevada to take wagers on chess.
Oh, boy. I don't even know if I'm going to even look at it. You know what? Maybe I'll take a look at it. I don't know. I have a hard time with Belarus hockey. I don't know how good I'm going to do with ping pong, and I guess I'll take a look at chess.
William Hill was the first one to take bets on chess
and this
in Nevada.
Is this Nevada, right?
But DraftKings had already been taking bets on chess in West Virginia and New Hampshire.
Okay. How about Jersey? Can you take
Jersey has not passed anything on chess yet.
All right. Okay.
But they did allow
ping pong.
They did allow pre-match betting on ping pong, table tennis.
So, pre-match betting on ping pong in New Jersey, no in-game betting during the match, right?
No,
is that what I'm assuming?
Which Pennsylvania has.
Pennsylvania
has
has
and in-game.
So Pennsylvania, both. With regard to ping pong, I can't believe we're talking about ping pong. So Pennsylvania ping pong, you can pre-match betting and in-game betting.
Yeah.
In New Jersey, it's only pre-game betting.
Right.
Do I call that a pre-match betting? I don't even know the terminology.
Pre-match. They called table tennis games matches.
Okay.
It's like tennis. And just so you know, Play Sugar House in New Jersey is carrying table tennis. Go over to playsugarhouse.com. Use our promo code PIKE. You get up to a first deposit match up to $250. And actually, they are streaming the matches live on the site.
So Play Sugar House.
PlaySugarHouse.com.
For some hardcore table tennis action.
There you go.
I'm going to be on it, man. I'm going to check it out, especially if they're streaming it.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
They give links to the site so you can watch it.
Nice, great.
And last but not least, over in Colorado, they are still going to be on time for a May 1st launch of their sports betting. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. They're going to make a decision soon on that. But Wildwood Casino in Cripple Creek, Colorado, has announced they partner with ISI Race and Sports for their sports betting technology to their location once they get the license. And that's our little roundup of what's going on in the sports books around the country, actually the sports betting industry around the country right now.
And the Turnpike Sports Book Report was brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sports book. Available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E, and you get a risk-free bet up to $300 and 20 bonus dollars at BorgataCasino.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. And a very special thank you to President and CEO of the World Poker Tour, Adam Pliska, telling us all about his WPT online poker series starting May 10th to the 26th. It's going to be an amazing thing. It's a safe, fun, and profitable way to enjoy poker in these tough times. And I just want to thank him for coming on and telling us all about it.
I also want to thank Matt from the World Poker Tour for helping set it all up. Great guy to work with there.
And that'll do it for us. Stay home, stay safe, and we'll see you next time on the Turnpike.